Matt, do you remember when you led to the recession in 2008?
Yeah.
The economic crash of 2008 was Mac's fault.
Just like a Grady photo of him and like Margaret Thatcher or something.
A Grady photo, what, from 2008?
Yeah, from 2008
Yeah, someone's on their
services.
camcorder.
Margaret Thatcher.
The timeline is so scuffed, bro. The timeline is so scuffed.
Margaret Thatcher with Mac at the age of 4, trading his apprentice.
Mac was betting on the housing economy back in 08.
Have you seen Dumb Money? That was Mac.
Yeah,
That was Mac.
Mac is Roaring Kitty.
Of course you'd bring up Dumb Money and not The Big Short, because it's fucking
Yeah, 'cause
Paul
it's
The
all
Dano.
Big Short is shit.
It's
It is.
not.
The
It
Big
is.
Short is
It's
shit.
not
It's
shit.
so
It's
boring. It's
boring.
about
Great.
as much fun as doing a poo. It's awful.
It is better than anything else that he has done, not gonna lie.
I'm trying not to laugh. Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Screen 3 podcast. I'm your host, Cayden, and today I am joined by Leo
Hello there.
and a special guest today, Myles.
Hi, thank you for having me. Bit about me. I'm 18 years old, part-time film student with Cayden. That's how we met, and a part-time licensed Joni Mitchell impressionist.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm quite proud. It's quite well.
Can you spit some Joni Mitchell right now?
Not for free.
And
no.
we've also got Mac Blackman. He owns this company.
Yeah. And I'm the producer for this episode as well.
Sorry, Mac, what was last month's profits?
Probably in the minuses.
More $1 billion. That's what he made.
Oh, mate, we're not in
gazillion dollars,
2023.
yeah.
I've
Right.
spent more money on tech equipment than we've earned ever.
Screen, like Screen 3 sweep, okay?
Wait, Mac, did you ever make merch for Press Red?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
When is that going to get released?
It's technically available. Please don't search it up. Jonas, I know you're in the comments already putting it there. Don't do it.
All right, cool. So, how's everyone? Oh, sorry, hit my mic. How's everyone doing today? Doing good?
I definitely haven't pissed myself today, so I'm pretty good. I haven't.
Yeah, guys, I won't be posting the photos after of Leo urinating
No.
on his trousers.
No, I have not. No, I spilt a drink. That's all that happened.
Your
Yes,
camera
nothing
has
else.
clear evidence of him spilling the drink,
Yeah, I'll
sadly.
flash the photo on screen now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, for audio listeners who might not know Leo very well, Leo's got a bit of an alcohol problem.
No.
So we were recently at Spoons.
And Spoon's doing an AA meeting.
Yeah, I think it's like, what, you had like 8 pink gin and lemonades? I think it's something like that.
You know, got a bit off the bells, you know.
Bit
I
off
think
the-
you might
yeah.
be projecting there, Myles. Because the first time I met you, you were at Pizza Express with a large pink gin and lemonade.
It wasn't pink gin. That's
the
not
pink
my
gin
way to go.
chalice. Just be like,
Yeah.
come
No,
over here.
it
Talk
was-
about Batman with me.
It was normal gin and tonic. I'm not extra
Oh,
like
that's
that.
fine.
But I am prone to a gin and
A
tonic.
cheeky
I do
drink.
quite
So,
like one. Yeah.
How's your sobriety going for November?
Right, okay.
5 days
Stop
in.
it. Okay. So for those who don't know, I gave myself some challenges during November. One of them, which I've been sticking by, is Movember. And I will stick by that because that's for men's mental health, suicide prevention, and cancer awareness. Very, very important. No, because Movember's important. Myself and Cayden will take it part. But I decided to give myself lots of challenges. So one of them was out being alcohol free, which it wasn't for charity, so I didn't betray it, but we went to Spoons and the Asahi was calling to me. And that's not really my fault because I was with my mates. But I'm going to stick with it for the rest of the month. It was a personal challenge, but the actual Movember thing, I am sticking to because that's a very important cause.
It definitely wasn't your choice to pull out your credit card and pay for 3 different bottles.
No, it wasn't my choice when my friend group of 8 got Pepsi Maxes and I went with the beer. So that wasn't my choice. But it's one of those things where it wasn't. If it was for charity, yeah, I would have stuck by it. I know that's not the funniest response, but in all seriousness, yeah. But Movember, I'm sticking by that. Myself and Cayden have done well. I look like I'm 13 because I can't really grow facial hair, but I've raised £400.
Brilliant.
Yeah, big up. Yeah, we're all clapping if you can't hear, by the way.
Yeah.
Clapping our hands.
Yeah, I'm going to start making, because I think I've raised 73, 75.
Nice.
So, not quite 400, but,
Peasant.
my dad doesn't own a Porsche.
Neither does mine. Mine doesn't. You didn't even hear that from me. That's what my friend said, and it's not even true.
Anyways,
Oh God.
Kind of sounds like your dad owns a Porsche.
He does
gonna
not
lie.
own a Porsche.
used to.
I never even mentioned this. Sorry, mate. Move the mic this way. Okay.
You're pointing. If you're going to be talking
Cheers.
that way.
Sorry, guys. I've got shouted at. So yeah, my job's on the line.
Go in the naughty corner.
Yeah, I've been here for 10 minutes and I'm already like.
We're
getting
cutting your pay in half.
Cut my pay in half. Shut up, Leo. I'm joking, but no, yeah, my sobriety lasted 5 days, and that is pretty good. Not that I'm an alcoholic, but I gave myself a challenge, and to be fair, I gave in, which is not right, and I'm sorry.
And
Yeah, go on.
alcoholism is a serious problem that a lot of people face. So if you are struggling,
It's just the face Cayden's making where he's like, try not to laugh. But I'm not an alcoholic. I did not quit because I'm an alcoholic. I quit because I was trying to be healthy.
I can't even imagine like an alcoholic hearing this, and they get like some really true words that just everyone bursts out laughing.
I'm looking forward to reading the comments for this one.
Oh, this,
Oh
could
my
be, this is
God.
so weird. The structure of the past episodes, and I come in here and I just like, boom.
yeah.
You really
Well, I
have.
I really have. Me and my little high voice.
Exactly.
But
Hello, everybody.
I don't sound that bad. I do not sound that bad. For clarification, I'm an 18-year-old man. So
Talk about Anora today.
talk about no. Yes, good film.
We are going to talk about Anora at some point,
Cool.
but I'd like to ask, what has everyone been up to recently? As in,
Oh.
you know, not just popping to the shops and whatnot, like creatively, what you guys been doing?
Yeah, thanks for clarifying, mate. You go, Leo.
Oh, so last month I shot a film. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but it will
You
be
did.
the last short film in a while. It's
Yeah.
called The Merger. Officially, I am now in the editing of for getting the picture. Struggling with titles at the moment, but hey ho, part of the job. Part of being the one-man band editing the whole goddamn thing. But yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment right now. I filmed a bunch of B-roll footage that I've been using for the opening, and it's very, very good. I'm already getting things of like what I want, because I want like there to be an actual score for this. I've got a band, this metal band who kind of like are up for, you know, putting a few EPs on it, and I really want to kind of get like this 9 Inch Nails type of like tone for like the opening of it. Something very kind of like grungy.
I didn't expect that, because obviously I was an extra at one point. Hopefully I'm still in the film. You know, we'll see. Keep an eye out, guys.
Blurred out face.
I was about to say that, yeah.
For my privacy. But no, yeah, I didn't get that vibe from what we recorded, but I think that would be really interesting. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I want something very much kind of almost like a heavier and grungier version of kind of like the Bears soundtrack, where it's kind of there is chaos going on,
Gee whiz,
you
that'd
know,
be good.
that kind of stuff. But anyway, what have you guys worked on, Cayden? What have you been working on?
We've been set some challenges at uni, Myles and me. And one of them has been a production design 1-minute short film. So we have to sort of like make props, floor plans, all that good stuff. And we have to make a 1-minute short film basically about anything. And I spoke to our lecturer, accredited filmmaker.
Sorry, that does not do any justice for my laugh, but go on.
I came to him with my idea for my short film, and he was like, "Okay, interesting, you know, cool concept, but who's your character?" And I was like, "Doesn't really matter, does it?" And he was like, "What?" And so we had a good discussion. We spoke about it for about 20 minutes, and we brainstormed this character, who's now going to be, you know, the character in it. And it is only like a 1-minute short film, but it's gone from basically just being like concept art in motion with no real substance to it is now actually about something. And I found myself a bit more, I'm a bit more passionate about it now.
Nice.
Because it's
nice.
not just like all fun, like flashy visuals. There's genuinely a story behind it.
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess you don't want to kind of tell anything about it until it's like fully released.
I can say. So initially what it was going to be is I'd like to have a, you know, very dark room. This fella, he's scrolling through his phone, and in the mirror
Doom scrolling.
He's doom scrolling. That's something I'm actually quite interested in. And in the mirror, it was going to show like different types of addiction. Like each time he scrolled, just because I wanted to do it, I thought it looked cool. But now I've actually gone down. I've been researching, and I want to make it so his TikTok feed, it starts out fairly, normal, what everyone sees, and then I want to start going down the sort of like the manosphere with like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, and then eventually by the end of it, he's watching like incel stuff, Elliot Rodger, and that's why I asked for the object that you gave me. That's going to be in the film. I don't think I can say it on the podcast.
The secret item.
Yeah, and
Why
have
do
a
you
fun
own it?
feed.
I one of many.
yeah, he gave me a
Oh.
list. So yeah, he's going to sort of pull that at the end, and that's how it's going to finish. But I thought that's a way more interesting thing to do than just.
Yeah,
random predictions.
definitely.
Passing out.
At the moment, I get how it's like covering it up, like what the big reveal is, but at the moment it does sound quite dubious.
All right, Myles, what have you been working on?
Yeah.
I'm working on. I mean, I've been doing the same stuff as you. I mean, we've been working on. So I've been doing that production design thing as well. My film, which I've actually filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about like a homeless nomad who lives in a forest, and basically he wears this like old vintage 1950s suit, and he lives in like this tent made out of blankets, and he's got this like fire, and he burns these beans and stuff, and he's got like a cardboard paper bag head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite spooky, quite Burton-esque, as my lecturer called it. But it's actually revealed at the end that basically his family burned in a fire, and he's been recreating the memory of it all through making these like scarecrows and dolls.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, I mean, we've been working on Cayden and myself. Sorry.
I thought
Do you know what Salad Fingers is like the biggest inspiration for that?
because I
Like
was.
the YouTube
I mean,
video,
you were describing like the suit and the bag on the head. I was just sort of thinking about like Shia LaBeouf with his like paper bag on his head.
yeah,
that type of thing.
I'm not famous anymore.
Yeah,
That's
that
one of
whatever
the
hell that
things.
was about.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll put that in my supporting
I was
document.
sort of thinking at the ending of this short film. I mean, I don't know if this is going to like change it anyway. I thought it was going to be he was going to like get his like head smashed in by a guy called like Cayden. I don't know though.
What? What a niche joke.
What, with a lead pipe?
What,
Yeah, with a
absolute
lead
corker,
pipe.
mate. Get you an Edinburgh Fringe.
Exactly. Yeah. Just
But-
at the end comes out of nowhere.
Oh my god. But it was yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, myself and Cayden, amongst our friend group, we've been working on a horror film at the minute.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yes, we have.
We
So,
have. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The what's it called when a film has like a fake name that they run it under?
A working
production,
title.
Yeah. Our production title's Bad Dream on Doll Lane.
Yeah. Well, I wonder where the inspiration for that was from. But yeah, it's a horror film about dolls which come to life. So as you can tell, never been done before. Very original.
Yeah, super original.
But we twisted it a
Cinema
little
right
bit.
there.
Yeah, it's like if you were to get Chucky and mix it with Stranger Things. So it takes place in
Nice.
80s Essex
Didn't-
kind of area.
Wait. When did Chucky come out?
1980. Oh, don't hold this against me. Oh, this is hard. 7, possibly.
1987.
Yeah,
Or
Okay.
1986. Let me look it up quickly. Child's Play 1. 1988.
Oh,
So
1 year
1 year
off.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I might as well just leave. Oh,
Yeah, go.
so embarrassing. Has anyone watched any good things recently? Apart from Anora, because we're going to talk about that later. But is there anything we want to talk about?
Oh mate, you know me. I don't watch films.
Yeah, Cayden, bear in mind, who like hosts a film podcast, has seen like 5 films in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
okay,
films-
we're gonna go through my list of favorite films. So on my letterbox, there's
romantic.
13 films. I've got it up now on my phone. Okay,
Oh,
so I'll read them
incredible.
out, and we'll say if you've seen them. Okay, number 13, Trainspotting.
No,
Mate, it's a great film. Number 12, Inglourious Bastards.
no,
Number 11, The Holdovers.
no,
Number 10, Ladybird.
no.
Number 9, Prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh,
good
well
film.
done.
Good film.
Oh,
It's a
great
good
film.
All these films are like really popular films as well. This isn't like I pick like indie ones. Number 8, Babylon.
No,
Number 7, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I have seen that. Yeah,
Cool. Number 6, Little Women, 2019.
I've seen half of it.
Oh my god! It's like 2 hours and
We
20
saw
minutes.
the happy part of it. You didn't,
Oh.
didn't stick
The
around to
sad
see the sad part of it.
No, that
Oh.
film makes me ball. Number
Sad
5.
part.
Number 5, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
No.
Number 4, brilliant film, La La Land.
Oh yeah, I've seen La La Land.
Okay, good. Number 3, Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There you go.
Oh, damn, that's great. Yeah.
I have
Num-
not seen most of the things on that list.
Oh, mate, it's so good. Number 2, my favourite. Well, apart from number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 2.
Big math right there.
Yeah, number 2, The Holiday.
No,
You haven't seen The Holiday?
no,
It's so good.
Yeah.
Number 1, Ruby Sparks.
no.
boring.
Ruby
Never even
Sparks
heard
is
of
your
it.
number one.
That's my favourite film.
What the fuck is Ruby
Really?
Sparks?
Sorry, Mac, it's too big budget for you, and also it's about love. It's,
Oh yeah, good
yeah,
point.
it is such a good film. It's about it was written by Zoe Kazan.
Ah, there
Beautiful
we go.
script.
Yes.
Beautiful script. Directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris. And it's about Paul Dano, who plays a character called Calvin. And he's a little bit of a weirdo. He's a bit of an incel, but he's a writer. And he writes about this girl. And he falls in love with this fictional girl called Ruby. But Ruby one day comes to life. And then it kind of explores toxic relationships and misogynistic, like, male control over women. And it's really good. And Ruby's played by Zoe Kazan. And Chris Messina, I think that's how you pronounce the names in it. Annette Bening and Antonio Banderas.
Oh, nice.
And and Steve Coogan. I love Steve Coogan. They're in it. It is such a good film. But those top four are kind of interchangeable because I love those four just as much. Like, I watch The Holiday all year round. It's so good. It's so good. If we do an episode on The Holiday, you lot are just going to be silent and I'm going to be waffling like
Yeah, it'll be the Myles
Just
episode.
rambling.
Oh my God. Don't get me started. I missed out on tickets, but they're doing like a live orchestra thing of it at the Royal Albert Hall, which I really wish.
Oh,
Really?
nice, that'd be cool.
I've been to the Royal Albert Hall. It is amazing.
Really?
Nice.
It really is. Yeah.
What did you watch there?
I watched Bonobo play live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, homeless people, Cayden. That's quite a
Yeah,
passionate topic. Of
Mac
yours.
and I were confronted by one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Really quite a nice chap. Did not like his photograph taken. good thing for us, we weren't taking pictures of him.
It absolutely terrible. I shat myself pretty much at that moment. I didn't actually, but like that, it was a terrifying moment. And then we had
The boys in blue
yeah,
Boys in blue.
swooped in, saved the day, as per.
it was a
Real
moment.
life Batman right there.
Yeah, it was a woman. The woman in blue doesn't quite sound as catchy though.
Misogynist.
Well, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, it was quite a fun little experience. Nice way to end off the night of some photography. I did get to shake his hand twice.
You have not explained the story at all. All you've said, because I know the actual story, and you've just like implied it. These listeners do not know what happened. All you said is we took a photo of his man, and I shaked his hand, and the boys in blue came. That is not a story at all.
Right.
Took him away.
I'll set the scene.
Dragged him to hell.
So, it was one mysterious night. It was slightly foggy, actually.
It
and-
actually was, yeah.
Yeah, it was nearing 8 o'clock, and Macintosh and I go. He spots this like walkway, this gangway behind the train station, and there's some cool lights, and they'll be like, oh, let's go take some pictures of that because we're such cool film students. Mac's not a film student. Anyways, off topic. So we go down there, taking some cool pictures, right? And we see this shadowy figure. His cape billowing in the wind. No, yeah, this guy, he starts coming towards us and he's just like a silhouette. It's pretty cool, right? So I did take a picture.
So, bear in mind, throughout all of this, he did take a picture at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you can only see his legs, unfortunately. I didn't get the...
What do you mean, unfortunately? That's exactly the reason why we got in so much trouble.
Yeah, I didn't get the exposure correct. Anyways, he starts coming down the stairs and he's like, oi, blah, 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 blah. You taking pictures of me? And so I can just continue to take pictures with my autofocus being incredibly loud. And he starts coming towards us. He's like, oi. And then he starts having a go at us. And we're just sort of like, yeah, you know, whatever, mate. No, we don't say that.
He has an entirely different approach to me at this. I didn't notice the guy being there at all.
Yeah, Mac just continued to snap away.
I was taking a photo and it was like he appeared out of the shadows and jump scared me.
And Batman.
Yeah, like Batman. And I wasn't taking photos of him compared to him.
Yeah, and so, you know, the situation was getting a little bit hostile, right? This guy was getting a bit aggy, but
As he goes through his life story.
yeah, he does start explaining to us about, you know, serious topic. He was an alcoholic.
It genuinely was sad, and I really did feel sorry for the fact that we'd even bothered him. But I was shitting myself the moment that he was getting close to us.
Yeah, so Mac was trying to talk his way out of it. Mac was trying to be diplomatic while this guy was inching ever so close. I was getting ready to book it. And, you know, just in the nick of time, really, you know, the climax. The boys in blue
Don't call it
swoop
the
in.
climax.
The boys in blue swoop in. 3 police officers rock up. Like, oi, oi, what's this all about? And yeah, they really do diffuse the situation really well. Shout out to those guys. Hope you're listening to the pod.
Especially, I didn't catch the
They're
name
on a
of any of
stakeout
them.
the entire time.
Yeah,
The
I-
right moment.
I didn't manage to catch the name of any of them, but the person, the female police officer that helped out by just asking about the photos and being interested in the photography aspect really did help out.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thrilling story. I hope the movie rights are available. I'd love to adapt that.
And that's the end of
Yeah.
Cayden's story.
What an
Well,
interesting story. We were taking photos and the homeless man came over.
Not quite the end. Not quite the end.
Oh.
I would like to put in some statistics. Mac looked at his watch afterwards and his heart rate doubled
Oh, yeah.
when the homeless man approached.
I can give you a better fun fact about that.
on.
It broke my watch. I fully broke my watch, and
You broke your watch?
it no longer detects my heart rate.
Oh my god.
Skyrocketed.
I mean, Mac, you have a background in South London gang culture, so I'm just
Yeah,
wondering if
yeah,
you've got
yeah.
any tips on self-defense.
Yeah.
South London gang culture from Wales.
Is one of them like have a heart attack?
Yeah, that's a really.
I would have loved that. Mac dies because he's scared of homeless man.
It's the end of Breaking Bad.
That reminds me, talking about the Breaking Bad and the homeless.
Here we go.
I went to
Leo
Sheffield to
Law.
see my brother, and because he studies in Sheffield, and we kind of went out after his shift, and I was sort of like sitting by these steps, and there were like these two homeless guys trying to wake up this other homeless guy, and they were like shaking him, and he wasn't waking up. It was like we were like looking over at him, and like other people were looking over at this like whole commotion. And me and my brother were both smoking, and I decided like get out this little case, kind of open up the case, pull out the thing that's
I'm
inside
really
the
worried
case.
where this is going.
It's a harmonica. I put the harmonica into my mouth and I play the opening of Piano Man.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And-
Jesus Christ.
And it's just the ending of Breaking Bad, but it's a homeless man on the steps of Sheffield, and it's like the start of Piano Man. As
Oh
he's, like,
my God,
the
I don't know
camera
if we
just
can do that.
goes up into the air. And my brother fucking
What?
my brother had to just spit out his cigarette because he was just laughing too much. It's just
So this guy isn't waking up.
Oh my
So it's
Yeah,
god.
this homeless man has unfortunately died. And Leo's playing the harmonica.
I don't know if we can
Play-
put that in the episode.
play a
Jesus
piano man.
Christ.
My first instinct is let's play Billy Joel's Piano Man. What a
Exactly.
song, by the way.
he needs a
song.
send off.
Let's do some trivia. This is the first American film to win the Palme.
Pam Dor.
That one.
Yep.
Since this film, what is the film? Name the film. From 2011.
Right, I got one down, but it's definitely not
Yeah,
that film.
mine's
Yeah.
definitely not right. But
Mine is
Captain
right.
America, the first Avenger.
The Croods.
The Creed. Right, I think it's time.
It's
Kinda,
time.
we went to the cinema to watch Anora.
We did indeed.
I mean, you two left me out. Let's be
yeah,
honest. but
Myles
I
went
think
and
we
watched it
kinda
by
need to-
himself.
I love going to cinema on my own. Honestly, it's not that I haven't got friends. I go to cinema with my mates quite a lot, but I do genuinely love going on my own. And I think
it's great.
It honestly is my favourite thing to do. When I'm stressed out, it relaxes me.
I did the whole like Barbenheimer thing doing that.
Yeah, I've done that. I watched Barbie with my best mate.
I
And then
did
I
like
left him and then ran to Oppenheimer.
I did both solo, and it was very interesting just the dichotomy between like watches of Barbie and Oppenheimer. Barbie was full like to the brim, by the way, and it was kind of like there was actually like children lying on the ground in front of the cinema, and like some of them would go up to like go to the toilet, some of them would come back at the same time, so you just have
Oh my god.
and this is throughout the whole film. And I was like, people are just straight up pissing right now.
Yeah, I mean, Cayden's having a heart attack or whatever.
But Cayden's dying right now.
I mean, I'll be honest though. Barbie's really good. I love
It
Barbie.
is a great film.
But Oppenheimer's not that. It's not all that. Let's
Is
be
it
honest.
you?
Let's be
Oh,
honest. Oh, Max gave me Paddington Death Stare now. Like, it really is not all that. Oppenheimer is not all that.
it's
Can
top
we
10.
just be
Top
like
10 OAT.
candid for a minute? Oppenheimer.
It's top
Oppenheimer-
10 OAT.
Shut up! What are your TikTok level like film scores? And that's saying me because I like, but it. Barbie
good,
is
isn't it?
genius. It's funny
Not
and it's
fair.
heartwarming. Oppenheimer, boring, not that impressive, and I don't really care.
I think that the sound design is so good in Oppenheimer.
oh yeah.
It's so good. The score, Ludwig Göransson made an epic
I mean,
score.
I do think the way they managed to turn like a 3-hour film of entirely talking into like a really succinct, almost like action-packed film, like really good on the editing part.
I've got a button now, right? I love that film. I thought it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. And I especially love the visuals of the nuclear bomb itself. And I really like the fact that it brought the science of creating a nuclear bomb to the interest of many people for a while.
It did make it tangible.
Yeah, and Barbie is not a film that I'm going to like.
You don't like... Sorry, I fell asleep when you were saying that because that was so boring. But you don't like Oppenheimer. No, sorry, you love Oppenheimer, but you don't like Barbie.
You like Barbie, but not like Oppenheimer.
Yeah, because Barbie is really good.
Like, as you put
Oppenheimer
it,
is about as much fun as doing a poo. It's interesting at parts, but it is boring for the most part. Unless you've got your phone on and you're watching it in the background.
yeah, but I'm a heartless robot, and I love films that are just about the science way more than whatever the fuck Barbie was. Yeah, love. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
but
experience
Barbie's
love.
more than
I'm
love.
a machine.
Barbie, do you know what? We should do an episode of Barbie because I could go into the philosophy of Barbie right now. Barbie, to be fair, is brilliant. And it would not get half the criticism it does if it wasn't a franchise film.
I
It gets so much criticism.
Yeah.
if
Is it a
film.
franchise film?
Yeah,
Well,
it
it's
is, 'cause
Barbie.
It's Barbie, isn't it?
I mean, I know this is just like I mean, are there going to be like sequels to it and everything?
Do you
I
mean
think
more of
they're
like an
working on
IP film?
Yeah, intellectual property. That's
Oh,
but like
yeah.
it's part of the Barbie franchise. Let's be honest. But it's so clever and
It
it's so
is.
hot. Barbie
great.
made me cry, and that's the thing. My view on film is film should make you feel something, even if it doesn't. Like, I mean, I like films which make you cry, but you should feel something. Oppenheimer, I sat there and I didn't feel anything apart from like, oh, what am I having for dinner?
I think with both, I felt so much during that. Like, I with Barbie, you can definitely tell this is like a Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach kind of combo between the both of them. There's a line in it that absolutely kills me. That kind of happens later on in the film, and every single time I hear it in my head, it's just I die over and over again. But with Oppenheimer, I feel like there's just so much weight that gets added on every single time that by the time it ends, you kind of like almost need to breathe with that. I feel like both are really, really great films. Honestly, just very different tones.
The
that they're
visual,
going
the
for.
visuals.
How are we doing this? Welcome to the year late Barbenheimer video episode.
Yeah, but it needs to be discussed. Like with
How's
Oppenheimer-
Anora? How's that film?
Oh yeah,
Am I being shut down?
we talked about a film anyway. Oppenheimer. It was like
Yeah, we watched the film. It was alright. Let's talk about a film that came out last year.
Sorry, because we've diverted ourselves a little bit. But thoughts and feelings on Anora.
I really, really like it.
Should we go around with a number rating just so we stand our ground? So we'll start with Leo, then we'll go over to me.
Yeah, I give it a really solid 8.
Oh, okay, nice.
8. I'd probably agree with you. 8 out of 10.
7. Because I gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Okay,
fair.
yeah. So.
Follow my Letterboxd, please.
Doesn't even have like the name tag.
No, I
for
don't
it.
have a name. Just follow it, please.
Yeah. Just check out all the films that say all the tags. Solo cried.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! Oh my god! I haven't got a funny comeback because you did get me there.
Anora, right? We were speaking about it earlier. We were speaking about it at Spoons. We're not redoing this podcast. We spoke about it at Spoons, right? And when we were speaking about it at Spoons, not in here,
When were we talking about it?
we were talking about it at Spoons, Weatherspoons, the Bell Hotel. And genuinely, right, so I enjoyed the film. I thought it was quite funny. I thought, it was heartbreaking at times. But while we were talking about it, I felt more emotional about the film than when I actually watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do kind of get that same effect with it. Is that kind of digging into the film, you do start to realize a lot more when on like in terms of like a rewatch or a rethink about it. I think it's almost like an After Sun type of effect where like the true impact of it happens a lot later on when it like, sticks in your head.
Yeah, I haven't seen that film.
Of course you haven't seen
I
that film.
have it on
Of course you
Blu-ray.
haven't seen that film.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I've met
No,
Paul
yeah.
Mescal.
Mescal.
Paul Mescal, sorry. Yeah. I only include that because my friends who listen to this are really going to laugh at me because that's all I ever used to talk about in sixth form. But yeah, I met him and it was like really awkward. But honestly, it's like
How do you meet him?
So he was in a production of Streetcar named Desire
Yeah.
in like May of last year, and before the show, I waited outside for about an hour or two outside the stage door, and he came out and he had this really funky green jumper on, and he looked brilliant, and the door slightly opened, and I could see his jumper, and I could see his like curly little hair. I just went, poof, like that, and I literally ran across the street, and he was smoking a cigarette, and we were chatting, and we were talking about like all this different stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm such a big fan, and then we took a photo, and it was nice. He was lovely. To be fair, I was bothering him. Like, I'll be completely honest, it was my fault. But he was lovely about it. And like
Nice.
I've met like quite a few people because I go to the theatre quite a lot. I've met Shrek from Shrek the Musical. I'm joking, but but do you know what though? What a production! If you ever want to go watch it, it's pretty good.
it's great.
Shrek the Musical is a banger. But I go to the theatre quite a lot. But sorry,
SpongeBob the Musical too. The Squidward costume is surprisingly decent.
isn't it just like a pink shirt?
No, they get the legs down. Like he has like 4 legs in it.
Do they?
Yeah, it's crazy.
wow.
Anyway, Anora.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Anora, yeah. This film that we all loved but don't want to talk about.
Yeah. What do we think about like Mickey Madsen in this
She's
film?
brilliant.
She is amazing.
She's
Yeah.
pretty good, yeah.
But I've been riding the Mikey Madison train since 2019.
Yeah.
Like, she was brilliant. I haven't seen her in Scream 5. I'll be honest, but I saw her.
I mean,
in
neither have I, but yeah, like you said,
Hollywood.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So many like A-lister actors now came from that film. Like, I mean, it's not their star, obviously, but it's just so crazy how there's so many in one film. Again, Mickey Madsen, Sydney Sweeney, Austin Butler, Margaret Qualley, Maya Hawke. They were all in that film as like background characters.
And you got like other upcomers like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, exactly.
Margot
yeah.
Robbie, congratulations on the baby.
Yeah,
Not that she's
100%.
going to listen to this, but yeah, congratulations.
Yep, someone clip it and send it to her, please.
Yeah, clip that. Someone in chat clip that.
But yeah, no, Mickey Madsen, incredible. I think this is hopefully going to be a performance that leads on to her doing bigger and better stuff. But honestly, as far as it goes, I think is the best performance she's done so far.
Yeah, I'd like to
Out of the 2
see.
you've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more. Obviously, because Anora was a very character-driven story. I'd like to see her do more of that sort of stuff. I don't want to see her fall into the trap of like what Sydney Sweeney's doing and she just does anything.
I've seen her in Euphoria. What was it? Euphoria, Anyone But You. I think it is just those. I haven't seen Madam Web on principle.
I haven't seen a lot from Sydney Sweeney that kind of like warrants her popularity yet. I have seen stuff with Jenna Ortega in that's like, oh, you are actually a really good actor and, you know, deserve the credits that you do get. What's it? 2020's The Fallout. Very good film.
Oh, I want to watch that though. I do want to watch that. Yeah, I mean, but Anyone But You, I think is really funny.
Do you?
That is a good film.
I think that's a good film. But I love those like 2000s era.
Yeah, that's like one of those rare films
Bring
nowadays.
them back.
With just
we bring
straight
back
up
How to Lose a
comedies.
Guy in 10 Days.
Because like there's so many like mixed breed comedies nowadays. Like, there's no just like we're in it for the gags and nothing else. Like those kind of like old school comedies. I really love those ones.
I actually think I cried at Anyone But You.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, but those rom-coms do
Common
make me cry.
theme.
True that.
Any rom-com just does make me cry.
Fair.
But like Paddington 2 made me cry. But sorry, Anora.
Paddington
Did that
2
make
makes
you cry?
everyone cry.
Anora?
Anora?
Yeah. The last scene of Anora made me cry.
The last
Yeah.
When she's in the car. Well, actually, I teared up at that scene where she's like, "Oh, but why didn't you rape me?" Like that is to realize that's how she views her value
Yeah.
of herself and her perspective of, I don't know how to describe it, but her self-esteem.
Well, it's like how she relates to other people. Is that her relation to other people is from her service of her body. I think that's something I want to get into a bit later. Right off the bat, I think this is a very interesting film from the way it opens up. With the music and the lighting, it's very full force.
I would like to mention the music because watching it, I don't remember the song.
Oh,
But-
the one at the start.
No, not the one at the start. The one when Ivan goes into the club, the HQ.
Oh, we spoke about this. We Bring the Boom by AJ and Big Justice. Because
No.
that is the same song that they play at the start.
Oh yeah,
We Bring
yeah.
the Boom, yeah.
Yeah, I think just the sound of the music in the club is really cool. Like I really want to make something now where I can just blare music. 'Cause it was
Yeah.
just so loud, and I loved it because
Yeah.
like, you don't ever really hear that. Well, you
Because
don't-
like so many like classic, well not classic, but like poorly made club scenes will have it so that the music is low enough so that you can hear what people are saying.
Yeah,
Like, that's not really how clubs are. Like you have to yell at each other, and I really like it when films do that. Like a lot of Fincher stuff does that.
Leo's our seasoned veteran clubber.
Oh yeah.
Miles and
I go a few times a week with my mates, but that's because it's uni. I love going to pubs because I love chatting to people, and I'm just a waffler.
Hell
But-
yeah.
But it's like actual clubbing isn't really my scene.
It's a lot of kind of like, thrashing yourself around. You're drunk enough so that you kind of have an infinite energy type of thing.
Yeah, I like dancing, but it's just like when you've got someone with like horrific BO bumping into you.
Oh yeah. At
And
that
then
point,
you
you
get,
don't
like-
even smell the BO at that point. It's just
Oh,
kind of like,
It's criminal. Like that's kind of an aimed like comment to someone, I don't even know who they are, but if you're at Waterfront last Saturday, you reeked. Okay, like I'm not being funny, but no, I'm joking. That's horrible.
This is a death threat.
yeah.
So,
no,
yeah.
no.
This whole sort of like the way you're describing the club, that is Anora's like every day.
Yeah.
This sort of like disgusting, grimy place, and that's her workplace. And you feel like that's sort of where she lives, because when she does go back to her apartment, you only see it for like a little bit in the film, and it is vastly different. Everything's drained, but whereas when she's at the club, the colors there is everything.
Yeah.
It's purples, it's blues. It's I think it's
I mean, it was something like you were saying when we were talking about it at Weatherspoons. It was kind of like the complete dichotomy between her at the club and her at home.
yeah.
Do you want to like go into that a little bit?
Yeah. Her at home is my favorite scenes. Is like when she's on the train and she's coming back. She's not got the milk for her sister because she's just come back at God knows when. And you get that little tiny bit, like 2 minutes when she's just at home. And what I loved about that is because you always go back to it. You always think about it while you're watching the film. As she's having this great time with Ivan, and then you sort of realize something needs to go wrong for this to be an interesting film. And when things eventually do, you'll constantly think back that she needs to go back to this sort of grovel, and you're just dreading it the whole time. It builds this like huge sense of dread in you. I think that's why the film works. If it didn't have all that, if it didn't have that scene of her in the house, I wouldn't think about the consequences, because you'd only see her in like the good times.
Yeah, it doesn't flesh her out as much.
Yeah.
But I think with this film, you really kind of like, it makes her feel like a real person with this. A lot of Sean Baker films do that.
Trivia time. So, during the shot of Welcome to Fabulous Vegas sign, a billboard can be seen promoting someone named Strawberry. This character is from Sean Baker's earlier film.
Oh, do we need to guess the title?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the name of the film.
What did you guys think about like the main meat of this film? Of like the main part of the middle where it's like finding Ivan?
Yeah, that's when it lost me a little bit.
Really?
Anora
Okay.
is such an interesting character and such an entertaining character, but her just like going through this kind of Scorsese's After Hours little adventure through New York, looking for him where actually that much stuff wasn't happening. I wasn't very emotionally compelled. I'll be candid. I'll be frank.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I really like it though, because it kind of puts her in a situation that she's usually kind of like not used to, and within that you kind of see how her character kind of maneuvers around these people and this situation, and it's always kind of like fighting for her own place in it. Like you said again, she is certainly an entertaining character and quite a unique in person.
Mm-hmm.
Cayden, what did you think about it?
I don't know. I didn't expect it to take up so much runtime. When I initially watched it, I thought, okay, this sort of home invasion scene will be 5 minutes, and then they'll go out and try and find Ivan, and then I thought it'd be more with Ivan again. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's the supporting actor, because you'd think he is from the beginning, but he is just sort of missing from the rest of the film, and. Yeah, I don't know. I think it did drag a little bit. The middle, it did lose me slightly. That's sort of why I didn't put it as a 5-star. But the comedy makes up for it slightly.
Yeah.
It was very unexpectedly funny, which I did enjoy. But it does balance that nicely, because you are always thinking like there is a sense of dread, but you're laughing at the same time. It does it quite well.
But he
Nice.
was so annoying though. Can we just like get that out of the way? I feel like I've been moaning the whole time.
No,
I'm not this negative.
He is such a full force
But-
character, isn't he?
Yeah, he was like Russian Timothy Chalamet. If Timothy Chalamet was just like a 15-year-old who like done Discord all day, like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, him on the Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
modded
and it's-
controller 360.
yeah, literally.
2022, get a better Xbox, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's that kind of thing, isn't it? When we look at when you look at Anora as a character, and you do feel sorry for her, because that evident from the end scene is that kind of idea where she can't really stomach affection, emphasized through like the kiss, which funnily enough did remind me of like Pretty Woman.
Yeah, very big Pretty Woman vibes in
Yeah,
this.
well, I mean, that's one of the quotes in the trailer, isn't it? It's like makes Pretty Woman look like a Disney movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's in
'Cause
the...
it kind of follows it for a little bit of like, paying this escort character so they fall in love with him kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I found that whole part about can't stomach affection very hard, and that's what made me like tear
Yeah.
up a little bit, and that's where you feel sorry for her, but you realise after you think, well, actually, I mean, Ivan? Is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah,
Yeah.
He wasn't particularly an awful boyfriend. Like he wasn't particularly abusive, but he was neglectful and he was horrible. And
Exactly.
you realise why I should be attracted to someone like that.
Is that the whole reveal as well of that he never really kind of cared for her and it was just a way to get back at her mum. It is just such like a dagger in the
Oh,
heart.
it's awful.
Big, like the tragedy that kind of comes with like the ending of this film is a lot bigger than like for me what it kind of lets on to be.
Yeah.
It's the reason why that kind of breakdown at the end is just so impactful. And yeah, it's like it's not so much day in the life kind of stuff that Sean Baker does, but he definitely kind of makes it as if like you are experiencing how they live.
Yeah, like it sounds weird, but you really feel for her, and like even now, I'm
Yeah.
like sitting there, I'm like, oh, I hope she's okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I just feel so sorry for her. Like even now, I still care, and I, like
yeah,
from 2 days ago.
It's because it's like this person is going to continue on living. You know, reality isn't that like people die, straight up die all the time.
Mm-hmm.
These people have like a tomorrow, and it's kind of like this event happens in their lives. A lot of Sean Baker films are like that, whereas that these people be putting through this event, and then by the end of it, they have to get out of it somehow. They have to move on from it, and you see in the ending of Anora, it's like this whole event just kind of like caught up with her, and she just breaks down.
Yeah, she's lovely. I feel
So
feel sorry for
good.
her. It's like she's a real person. This is like this is the thing. I do like honestly sit here and I'm like, I hope she's all right. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel bad, and she shouldn't be treated that way.
Well, like, it's interesting though, because it's kind of like a lot of the filmmaking works to make it so that she's the center of things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the camera work has her always kind of always be the focus, even within stuff like the sex scenes. She is the focus of it. The cameras are so close on her reactions. You can actually tell when she's thinking, which I really love. Just for like the performance to kind of show you that without actually telling you it, that is brilliant. That's so good. Anora has, I think, a very kind of different terms of like production and look, considering it is an indie movie with only $4 million behind its budget. This was shot kind of like very on the go documentary style guerrilla filmmaking that Sean Baker's quite well known for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you want to say it again. Obviously, there's some shots in it where they literally are just shooting with real people, and they send the actor, the DOP, and the director in, and just sort of do it. And I now looking back at it, and the way the camera moves, it does remind me of sort of a documentary, because that is just sort of how it was shot. And I think that's really interesting. I think it's a fresh way of storytelling, even though it shouldn't be. It's the basics, what students do, but I think nowadays, with everything such big budget blockbusters, everything's marvelized. We do need to sort of just go back to basics and tell stories in a unique way when you have restrictions, because I think that makes the most
Certainly
most interesting stories.
Funnily enough, that's what we learned about in our lecture today, isn't it, Cayden? He's literally just repeated a quote from our lecture. That's what we're doing today. But he is right. I think phase 1 to 3 of Marvel. See, this is quite a debate. I'm quite interested. Phase 1 to 3 of Marvel, I actually really enjoy. But after that, it's like awful, capitalistic, just like grovel being pumped out. But I think what's been great is the last few years, not just within independent cinema, but there's been a lot of films, a lot of original kind of going against the whole Marvel pattern, which I think's been really good. But I want another Iron Man film. That's what I'm going to say.
I want another Iron Man film by Shane Black. That's what I want. He did Iron Man 3.
Yeah. You want Iron Man 3 back?
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 is in the middle of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Like number one is honestly that might be.
That's Jon Favreau right there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, is it my favorite MCU film? I don't know, but that is a really good film.
That is the script is so solid with that one as well.
Iron Man 1 is a objectively brilliant film, and I hate using that word. I hate using the word objectively because art is subjective. Art is subjective.
Literally.
But Iron Man is brilliant. It's brilliant.
It is good. Yeah, I agree with you. I just think that Iron Man 3 is better.
No, it's not.
Iron Man 3 is more fun, I think.
I love the twist in it. I agree. I do agree. It is like way more fun.
Like I'm happy to rewatch Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Iron Man 1 is good, but I can't always just put it on.
But Iron Man 2 is just
Iron Man 2
we're not talking about Iron Man 2. What are you talking about? That's Mickey
is,
Rourke. No, that's not Mickey Rourke. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, Sam Rockwell. They wasted him so much. I love Sam Rockwell. He's a good actor.
Great actor.
He's brilliant. Yeah. He could have been like, because here's the thing with the Marvel films. It would have been quite cool if they'd done like, in like the cartoons, but it's like the returning villain. I feel like Justin Hammer could have been that. He's
Yeah.
not intriguing at all. He's poorly written, but just bring Sam Rockwell back. He's so good. He would be brilliant against Tom Holland Spider-Man. He just would.
Yeah, I can imagine like some really good chemistry with that.
Oh, he'd be so good because Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man, and like I was raised on Tobey Maguire, but I think.
same.
But let's be honest, he's so good, and I saw him in Romeo and Juliet this year. He was brilliant.
You want to dive in the reactor?
Oh no, you're thinking of Obadiah Stane. Yeah, that's who Jeff Bridges plays. Yeah, he does.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Bull Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
He's real.
Tony Stark built it in a cave.
With a box of scraps.
And then that bloke comes back for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
That's the most unexpected cameo ever. Because everyone's like, because in like phase, what is it, like 4, 5, and like, are we on 6 now? They just bring everyone back. But the first person to do it was the bloke from Iron Man 1. Just the one guy.
Speaking of blokes,
What, bury the platypus? They're not going to get that at all. Right.
What are you on about?
Okay. See, this is why this is like... Right, that's an inside joke between Cayden and myself.
Top bloke Perry the Platypus.
We
right
saw a
there.
photo of Perry the Platypus, and I just pointed at him and went, top bloke. And everybody found it really funny.
what a classic, man. Phineas and Ferb was elite back in
It
the
was,
day.
bro.
Oh, they're bringing back a new season, though.
They are, aren't they? Oh, I
Uh-huh.
can't wait for that.
The film. What, there's been
Anora.
many films.
No, I mean Aurora and the whole.
Anora.
Oh, Anora.
we're
yeah.
on We've gone from a film about a sex worker to
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb. Not that much difference, is there?
Oh no,
Let's be
definitely
honest.
not. Talking about Phineas and Ferb, the sex scenes.
Oh my! I love when Phineas becomes a woman of the night. It's incredible.
Out on the prowl.
That's
in the
my little
corner.
with spectacles quote.
Yeah.
Woman of the night. We should do like a live podcast during the play. We just
Just
bring
get out like the
microphones.
GoPro, like the little.
we just
tra-
whisper
like-
into each other.
Oh,
Eva Smith is coming up.
Eva Smith's coming up.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah. I don't play golf. I love the edits on TikTok. They're
Titanic
so
is
funny.
unsinkable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Absolutely
wow.
single-
What?
He doesn't know. He
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Does he know?
Does he know? Does he know?
Mr. Berlin, does he know?
Yeah, exactly.
got
Does he
ping.
know?
That must have to be the thumbnail.
Yeah, we got so many good titles. The title was "Does Mr. Burling Know?"
Does Mr. Burling know? I wouldn't give a
Perry
toss
the
about it.
Platypus, top bloke.
Top bloke.
Does Mr. Berlin know?
It's much fun as doing a poo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
It was
brilliant.
Let's talk about GCSE English literature because that's quite an interesting topic.
Yeah, we're talking about Jesus.
Go on
So,
then.
no, not Jesus. English. So I suppose that's how we all know Inspector Calls, isn't it?
Yeah,
Through
yeah.
school. What other text did you study?
Oh my god.
It's boring.
Of Mice
Jesus
and Men.
Christ.
Dude, the part where like
Yeah.
was like Lenny fucking domes the guy in the back of the head.
Yeah.
150 points.
The Wabbits.
The web.
Speaking
The
of,
Wabbits, George.
who's the like guy who's too heavy-handed? Who's he?
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich plays with the film. Lenny and George.
Yeah, Lenny and George.
There's-
That's a George domes
Lenny.
Lenny. That's
Yeah,
it.
there's a fellow Leon Mine's workplace who really reminds you of Lenny. I'm not going to say
What are you
I'm not
doing?
going to say his name on the pod, but he does dress as a gimp,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and he wears a stab vest everywhere.
Brother crushes rabbits in his hand for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, this has gone so far off topic.
I mean, we've got Hugh Grant's coming on the next pod, isn't he? For
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Doing a little
Makes me
cameo.
laugh.
He's doing like his little marketing trip.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like,
He's doing the rounds.
I must get to the Screen 3 podcast, please.
Exactly.
So, he's
Huey.
also got, Cayden's going to be appearing on Hot Ones next week.
Oh
Yes, can I handle the spice?
To the spy.
Here we go. I'm ready for dab on.
I'd love that they just
Miles-
done someone who no one knew, just pick up someone off the street.
Miles, you got a Hawk Tour appointment, don't you? They've got
Oh,
a
don't
Talk
you
Tour
Are you on the
podcast.
Talk
Oh,
2
my God.
podcast?
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. You're the next guest. I still never had Kim Jong Un and Donald Trump on.
They're really going to
haven't.
settle the beef on that one, didn't they?
Settle the
She was a
beef,
really
yeah.
great mediator, wasn't
Yeah.
she?
It was fantastic. So I think following those two, I think you've got this, Miles.
Anyway, Anora, what was interesting about this film, considering its subject matter, is that there was no intimacy coordinator
Which
for
is
the film.
abysmal. That is so wrong on another level.
I think it could be wrong depending on what actually is happening in the scene.
I don't think so, because my point is, I'm glad the actors and the production crew felt comfortable enough
Yeah.
they could. I just feel like they've spoken a lot about it in marketing, and you shouldn't. And I feel like, personally, an intimacy for everyone's safety, an intimacy coordinator is needed on the set. And I feel like if you're promoting it, it delivers the wrong message. I personally, I stand
so
for
you're
intimacy
more about
coordinator.
kind of like the implications of what this could actually mean.
Yeah, but I know the actors are comfortable, but I also do think generally they should have them on set. It is. I think it's a need.
I certainly agree.
It's-
If it is for like stuff like rape scenes and everything,
Oh my god, yeah.
100% need an intimacy coordinator. If it's like actors who are in bed pretending to have sex with each other, like like they do in Anora, like I definitely think you do need an intimacy coordinator there.
You do, because that was just
Yeah, because
sex.
I mean, with this, it's interesting though, because this is an indie film. They don't have a lot of budget, and I reckon a lot of it went to shooting in Vegas or shooting it on film. But what was also interesting as well is Sean Baker's wife. Her name, I need to search it up because it actually matters.
Tonka Jahari, I think it is.
I think so. Basically, what would happen is she produced this film. She produces other Sean Baker films. They would basically mimic the sex positions on set of what they wanted from Mickey Madsen and the actor who plays Ivan. It was kind of like it's these two people here who are basically practicing it with them, kind of mimicking what they are supposed to do. So it's like, I'm not going to be the only one in the room that's pretending to have sex with someone because someone else is also doing this. It's kind of like Sean Baker really much kind of like allowed kind of like this little, space where like people could, play around with it and everything, kind of created this environment where it's like, it's okay to do it. It's, don't worry about it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I just feel like it is needed because it's not just, I mean, the priority is the safety of the actors
100%.
and their wellness. And I feel like you need an intimacy coordinator just to make sure both actors are comfortable and are acting correctly,
as
but
standard.
also to make sure the crew are behaving correctly. It's
Yeah.
I feel like it is because it's not in all kind of filmmaking which may include scenes of that nature. I feel like you do need an intimacy coordinator. I feel like it
definitely.
should be standard.
Yeah, I just think with this situation, it's kind of like you've saved money from it. You've kind of if everybody's okay with it, I see that as fine. Like it's more of a thing where it's like in retrospect, I see it as fine. If it was kind of like someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, we're going to be doing this. There's no intimacy coordinator on there. We're just going to see how it goes." You can understand how people would be like, "No, I don't want that. Like, I want an intimacy coordinator there. I want there to be someone to make sure this whole production goes okay, and there won't be like allegations to come out like in later years or anything."
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but my point is, whatever budget you are working at, I think you kind of need to save money to pay for when it's such an intimate thing.
Yeah.
Being on film, I personally, I don't. To be honest, I don't think I'll shift my opinions. I don't mean to be like stubborn, but you do need, in my opinion. As
a standard, you do need that there. I do think that within this, if everybody's okay with it, if everybody's fine with it, like no one's wagging their fingers who have been like on set about it, I'd see that as like a thing that's okay. I hope it doesn't become a message for other kind of like film sets to not have intimacy coordinators. It is a very kind of needed job, especially, in like today's kind of film sets worlds and everything.
Yeah. K-Dog, what's your opinion?
I don't really know enough about the topic, so I'm actually not gonna.
I mean, you're a Republican though, aren't you? So I suppose you're gonna have quite a different opinion on this.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Big conservative
that-
right here.
Yeah, that means you support Trump.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think you probably should have one on set.
Cool.
Yeah, I would just like to ask one last thing, if that's okay. What did you guys think about the ending?
Of
Love-
Anora.
Yeah, of Anora.
Myles, you go first.
Me? You sure?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna waffle.
Well, actually,
yeah.
I'd like to ask something because this is what I gathered from it. The final scene. I saw it as Anora's. Obviously, she's gone back. She's had to go back to this life. Everything's done, and she feels like the only thing that she has got left to offer in the world is her body, but she finally realizes that that's something that she doesn't want to do. That's what I gathered from it, but I don't know if that's what Sean Baker intended.
Well, it's all subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's probably a factor to it because she is so complex. What I got from it was about how it's this kind of idea of this fairness of someone treating her with affection. I don't think
Yeah.
she's incapable of being affectionate towards people, but Yvonne really wasn't affectionate to her at
Yeah.
all. I think it was quite a bad boyfriend, to be honest. Well, husband. But I mean, Igor wasn't great. Like, I know he's like, oh, I was restraining you to protect you from yourself. Yeah, but you don't really hit women. Like, I like that. That's the thing. I like. Obviously, it goes without saying that is incredibly wrong. So that's why I'm a bit split. Because
Wait,
he
did
is
he-
nicer in the end.
Did he
but
hit her in the film?
I don't think so. But he grabbed her and like he tied her like that. I do think
Yeah.
that's wrong. That is wrong. That's not restraining someone. I think that's wrong. But I think what I gathered is it's like, oh, he actually does care, and she realizes he cares, and it's the whole kissing thing. It's like, oh, I don't want someone to care about me, but
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how you kind of said about the whole kind of thing about restraining her and not really him being kind of like unsure. In the car scenes, they always frame them both together, whether or not they're both on the same kind of both in the back seat or he's at the front and she's in the back. They always have both of them in shot. He's on her side.
Yeah, they were set up to be like, oh, they both do kind of like each other. It was always kind of set up like they had feelings for each other. And but I suppose I think in the end what I got from it is they're trying to portray Igor as like, oh, he was the nice one all along. I do get that point.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to the whole like restraining someone, tying them up, and then like that didn't seem affectionate. I'm not being funny. That was just wrong.
Yeah, that is completely wrong. He's of course he's not a great character. He works for these people who tell him to like smash shops and everything like that. It's like to be expected. But obviously he does stick up for her in that final moment of I think she deserves an apology.
Yeah, he's really nice to her in the end.
Yeah, and you come to realize that in the ending. The ending does slow down where he is just he's fine with her. She's a person going through her own stuff. And then there does come that ending scene, like you said, of her trying to basically like do what she's always been doing, use her body as a service. And then when he does go in to kind of go for a kiss, which happens for the first time in this film, he doesn't want to have like just sex with her. He does want to kind of almost make love with her and form this connection. And her resistance from that, I think, is what leads her to break down into realizing that she's just replicated this process, in some cases, very traumatic process over again.
That's a good point. Should we wrap up and do the last question?
Yeah, last
How does
question.
that sound? Great. Ready, Mac?
Okay. So, the last question before we go into the answers is Mark Eldestein, I really should be getting better at naming these things, or saying the names, performed an audition tape while doing what? Or while being...
Oh, I do know this, but I forgot.
Is that the guy who plays
Ivan,
Ivan?
I think it might be Mark Eldestein.
Yeah. All right, I've got my answer. So are we going to, like, for each one, are we going to say all three of it and then we're going to know what the right one is? Is that what we're going to do?
Yes, that's the person who played Ivan. Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so question number one was about the French thing that I'm not going to bother pronouncing again because I'm bad at
Palm
it.
d'Or.
Yeah. What was the film that, the last American film that got the award?
Do you want to go? We'll go round.
Yeah, you go first.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
Leo's
You-
definitely got it
Yeah,
right.
you go first.
Yeah. Rango 2011.
Inception.
Tree of Life.
And you're correct, it's Tree of Life.
Well done.
The next question is, during the shot of the Welcome to the Fabulous Las Vegas sign, a billboard can be seen promoting someone named Strawberry. This character is from Sean Baker's earlier film. What was the film?
Red Rocket.
Tangerine.
Red Rocket.
The answer is Red Rocket.
Kind of implies like really like bad things for like Red Rocket as well.
Mark performed his audition tape while...
Naked.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't go around.
Well, may as well.
Yeah, nude.
Naked. I said I
In
put
the
hit-
nude. El
hitting a bomb.
Natural.
Hitting a bong
Yeah.
is what Cayden put.
But that's
Thanks
it.
for that, boys.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, this has been really nice.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's all round.
Big Dubskis here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for having
I
me
thought
on.
it
I
was a
enjoyed
really
it.
splendid experience.
It's great to talk to you, Myles.
Yeah, it's lovely to meet you,
Yeah.
Leo, and it was lovely to meet you, Mac. And
Bonjour.
yeah,
Hi.
yeah, nice
Yeah.
to meet you, man.
I don't
Yeah.
think you've met Cayden, have you, Myles?
No, I street casted him.
yeah, street. Yeah, I was actually. Well, the thing is, he was taking a photo, and I thought he was taking a photo of me. So, yeah, but no, cheers. That was good.
Don't die.
See it, say it sorted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't put your feet up on trains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get told off for that all the time.